look at nothing all day. And we've been taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. We've been taking care of business. It's all mine. Taking care of business. And I've been working overtime. Work out.
I think I got Kennedy's weight wrong. I think he took 4th.
Yes.
I got him down for 5th.
Yeah, he took 4th, losing to Levi, the 3rd and 4th place match. So.
All right. Okay, guys. We are live. And so we're here to discuss first women's wrestling. Maybe if we get lucky, some breaking news on coaching search will break while we're on the air, and we can be the first podcasters to discuss it. So hopefully. And then, but we're going to talk women's basketball first before we get into wrestling. So you guys will see that Molly's not with us today. She's at a softball tournament. She's very involved in softball and soccer.
Awesome.
At the school that she teaches at. So she's a coach and just does about everything else there. Okay, so she won't be with us tonight, unfortunately. I wish she were. She adds a lot to this stuff. So anyway, as we know, tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central Time, the women are going to take on Oklahoma Sooners in Norman. Okay, taking on a former Hawkeye basketball player. Jenny Lillis was her name when she played for Lisa and Jan Jensen. Talk about a brain fart live.
It's okay. We get it sometimes. Is there a little technical difficulties?
Not even sure how to pronounce her name. I'm not even going to. Bransick or
Seems like we're having some technical difficulties. I can no longer hear Dean or see Dean.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I hear you. Okay.
Oh, there we go. I see you again.
Okay.
I don't know how much you were speaking there, so.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and continue on. Okay. So, alrighty. So, they're wearing 52 for the Jamie Cavey, who was a former player and under Jan and Lisa, and a teammate of Jenny's. And so both are going to honor her tomorrow by wearing the number 52 pin.
Oh, good.
And so that's going to be really cool. Okay. But what do we know about Oklahoma?
Where are they ranked?
I'm not sure where they're ranked. It doesn't matter at this point in the tournament. Nope. They are the number 3 seed. And they're hosting at home to Iowa. And so, let me look at this real quick.
Is it a winnable game for Iowa?
Yes, it's winnable. However, so it's it's a winnable game. However, I wanted to go over some of the players that we're gonna meet. Okay, the biggest player that it's going to give us fits. Much like the game against Murray State, Caitlin Young was the player we had to worry about. And unfortunately for her, the game ended right at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. And that's when Iowa took over and just kind of destroyed without Caitlin Young. I'm not saying we would have lost the game if Caitlin had been in there, because we would have beat them anyway. It just wouldn't have been the blowout that it was. Okay, but anyway, 6'4" junior center Reagan Beers, out of
6'4"?
6'4". Well, we have a 6'4" girl on our team too. Her name is Ava Hayden. But this girl is dominating. Okay, averages 17 points a game. rebounds, 65% field goal percentage, pretty much 38 3-pointers, 69% on the free throw line. Now, that's not great free throw line, but, centers aren't really known for great free throw shooters. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to go back to the top. She's the one I wanted to start with because she's the one I'm most scared of. But this team is actually pretty tall all the way around. Okay. You got a junior guard out of Ncaa. She's 5'10", averages 4.6 a game, 1.7 rebound, 2 assists. She's 42% or 45% field goal, 26 on the 3-point shot. So if we're going to let somebody get away with an open 3-point, that's the one we want to. But hopefully she doesn't get hot when they let her shoot. 69% free throw shooter. Again, not a great free throw shooter. Okay. She's 5th in the team in assist. Then you got 6'1" senior guard Peyton Verlisk. Okay. Averages 15 points a game, 5.8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 point steals, 46 field goal percentage, 84% free throw shooter. So now we're getting to a good free throw shooter, somebody we don't want to send to the line. And 35% 3-pointer. So she's pretty decent at the 3-point line too. Leads OU in made threes. So she's made 3 a bunch. Leads assist. And steals. And so she is someone to watch out for. A 6'1" senior guard. This is a 6'1" senior guard. That's 6'1". And when I watched them play yesterday, my first thought was, this is a very tall team. Very tall. Okay. Let's see. All right, 5'11" sophomore forward Zahara Williams. Now notice that she's smaller than the guard. And she's a forward. But she's about an inch taller than Siddle Folter. Okay. Now, this will be interesting. Second straight game, we're going to play a girl out of Waterloo, Iowa.
Oh, nice.
Waterloo. That's 2 games straight up. Makes you wonder whether these girls were ever recruited to play for Iowa. She averages 10.5 points a game, almost 5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 41% field goal, 30% 3-point, 75% free throw. So not outstanding numbers, but those are the kind of numbers she'll get the job done. Okay. Okay, then you got 6-foot freshman forward Skylar Van. She's a native of Oklahoma, right there in the big land. So she's going to have a lot of family there. She averages 10 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, 2.7 assists a game, 41 field goal percentage, 80% free throw, 25% from the 3-point line. We're going to bring Brandon on. Hi, Brandon. We're still talking women's basketball. You got on a little quicker, but
that's fine.
So,
Well,
and we've been experiencing some difficulties technically, so just so you know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm on my phone.
Okay. All right. And then some people off the bench that are, that come off the bench. We got 5'7" senior guard Lexi Keys, a native of Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Okay. Averaging about 5 points a game, 2-point rebounds, 39% field goal, 35 3-pointers, 66-point free throw. Again, not a great free throw shooter. 5'3" senior guard. She's short. And the whole time I was watching them yesterday, but looks like Brandon's frozen. Hopefully he's not going to stay frozen for very long.
No, I was gonna. Can you see me now?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
I was trying to get stats, but it ain't easy doing the stuff on my phone. So
Oh, okay. You got a computer nearby?
I'm upstairs, man.
Okay. All righty. Okay, so this girl, this little short girl, which I didn't see anybody short for them, but she must be not averaging a lot, not going to do a lot of harm to us. She is an 86% free throw shooter, so she could harm us at the free throw line if we end up sending her to the free throw line. Freshman guard Zaya Van. She must be a sister to the other person on the team named Van. Also out of Edmonton.
Hey, quick question: Is
Yeah.
Ashley Jones starting, or is she on the bench for Oklahoma?
Let me look.
Joens.
Yeah, I know how to spell it. I know who she is.
Okay.
Of all the players in the bench and the starters they mentioned, she's not listed.
Ooh.
Did she transfer to Oklahoma, or did she transfer?
She's
Oklahoma
been there
State?
for. She may have graduated, or I can't remember, but I know. May have been last year. She may have graduated. I can't remember, but I know her. I know her family. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're from.
Yeah,
They're
because
from
you live
around
right there
here.
in Iowa City, and so do they.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they own their own restaurant, which if you ever come to town, you need to check it out. It's called Jonesy's. They have one in Iowa City by the Highlander. Then there's another one, I think, in Cedar Rapids. It's the same name.
So when I come to town and you buy me dinner, we'll go there.
We get till Wednesday, so yeah, we can.
Wednesday? Is that what you said? You're gonna?
I
Oh
said
God, we got to have
Wednesday.
you on board before Wednesday. If you guys don't
I
know
said
what we're
Wednesday.
talking about, we have a bet. I say that we got to get this coach signed and delivered today because the new portal opens tomorrow, and we need to go
Yeah.
after some players. We need to start working on that roster. We need to get some coaches. You know, so yeah. Anything, but guys, keep an eye out on the news while we do this because I really want to know if any breaking news happens while we're on air. Every time Chad Lysico sends me a text, I'm afraid he's going to tell me we got him, and he comes up with something different.
Wait, he's actually sending you a personal text?
No, I'm in his group chat. And got scolded because I share some of the group chat stuff.
Oh.
He says I can't stop you from doing it, but I prefer you not do it. He goes, you're hurting the people that pay to see this stuff.
just send it to us. Hold on, I'm gonna freeze again. Give me a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm just kind of. I'm sorry. I just kind of like slow going. Okay. All right.
Okay.
What do you think are the chances of Iowa upsetting Oklahoma?
I think we can do it. I'm gonna go 60% that we do. It all depends if we can contain Reagan Beers. If we can contain her, and Ava and Hannah don't get foul trouble, and also for as far as O'Grady goes, because we'll need her in there. I think we're going to need all three of them, but it all depends on how they guard her. She's better when they front guard her. You know,
Okay.
because if they guard her from the front, then she's better at it. If they guard her from behind, she has no path to the basket.
Just remember, Dean. Just remember, I'm wearing that hat you gave me tomorrow, just for you, buddy. Just for you.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Even though it says OU Sooners on it, I'm wearing it. Hey, my work uniform's red, so I have no choice.
You have a Sooners cup there too.
I know. I'm gonna drink it.
Oh.
This is for my bracket, okay? I said Sweet 16, and that's it.
You took Iowa to Sweet 16 or Oklahoma?
Iowa.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just
that's where I got him
too.
to.
It's funny.
I got him in.
I
got him in the Sweet 16. I need to check my women's bracket to see how I'm doing, but my men's bracket's pretty much blown up all over the place.
I can't believe you didn't save that.
I know.
I cannot believe you didn't save that. That's so
I thought I
funny.
had. It was all there. It says you're in.
Yeah.
It's anyhow. I got into group picks with these guys yesterday, and not yesterday. I mean at the beginning of the picks, and somehow I don't have any picks saved in either the women's or the men's. But I have paper
That's all
proof.
I was gonna say, just don't be that wise guy and cheat and
I
skip
think
a
it's
couple
pretty
rounds and
impossible
then.
to cheat. As soon as I put the paper out there, I started losing some games right off the bat.
Of course you did.
All right,
Oh,
hey guys, we're here to let's go ahead and start discussing wrestling. We've got the women Oklahoma game taken care of. I knew we wouldn't spend much time on it without Molly. They're just, it just goes way too quick and too easy.
all right.
With Molly,
Okay.
she's more in depth and more explaining everything for us. So
Can I get a real quick non-Iowa thing, and this has to do with wrestling, fellas? Did you guys watch the entire thing? Jared, did you watch the whole thing?
Unfortunately, I have a day job, so I really wish I could watch as much, but I got it. Got work to do. Come home, watch
That's
them.
all right.
I watched
Can-
the
can I-
semis and the finals, but I didn't watch a lot of the other stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna do non-Iowa real quick. So please,
Okay.
audience, don't walk out. How many times have you guys, if any, did you watch that highlight of the heavyweight match?
Oh, it was good.
Dude,
Good.
Oh, is that the one where
Air Force.
Stevenson took the guy into the scores
Ooh.
table?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. I mean,
oh my gosh.
a lot of people are upset that Stevenson came back when he was supposed to be retired.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, unless you're a Minnesota fan, I'm pretty sure you were ecstatic.
Yeah.
I will say it was really hard to root for an Oklahoma State wrestler, but I'll tell you one thing: Minnesota is just as much of a wrestling rivalry as Oklahoma State is. So funny thing is, I got a buddy of mine who's a season ticket holder for wrestling. He does know more than I do, even though I actually wrestled longer than he did.
Mm-hmm.
But he still sticks with it, sees it all the time. I can't catch every meet, but he made a nice, beautiful bet with me. I made a bet. Let's see, what was it? I said it was over a double or nothing. I think it's a case of beer. Jokingly, mind you, fellas, I said Wyatt Stevenson's gonna upset Gable. You watch. And as soon as I made that bet, I'm like, oh crap. So the whole night I was stressing. And while I was yelling at our wrestlers to get the job done, and I was going through the matches, I was like, crap. I was like, I want these to take forever. I want every single match to go into OT, sudden victory, you name it. I'm not ready for this heavyweight match. And I probably lost 20 pounds sweating through the entire heavyweight match. And then as soon as he hit that, as soon as Wyatt hit that, I was like,
once he got that single leg, he was not going to let go. He got underneath the knee, the knee buckles, and oh man, he has got really good hips for his size. But
yeah,
playing, got the takedown, just smothered him on top. He was not going to let him get the escape.
No. And I was really confused. My thing is with him, so yeah, he's done, right?
Hendrickson should be done. He was a transfer senior. He was from Air Force before he went to Oklahoma State.
Yep.
But he had to get special orders to be able to do that too. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay. Hey guys, I was dumb enough to hide the comments, so I want to go back and on the women's stuff, bring up a couple of comments that some things you guys asked about. Jones has played 1 minute, so I guess that's 1 minute all year. I'm gonna guess. So I don't know if she got hurt or what. I guess we lost him again. Okay. Lillis plays many players in ways, which I heard. The number one player, which is Reagan Beers, and score, obviously, averages about 22 minutes a game. I didn't post that, but that was there when I saw it. Hey there, dude. Welcome back.
Did it again. It did it again, damn it.
Well, I thought maybe when I told you Jones played an entire minute of 1 minute that you Oh, Saturday she played 1 minute Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought maybe that's why you want. Because Calvin is on here. Calvin,
I
we
wanted
do.
to look at I wanted to look at the chat. My bad, and it keeps kicking me out, so I can't do my chat on my phone. So
That's the other when we were on there with Jason. Jason said the same thing happened to him.
yeah,
Every time he went
it's
to the
annoying.
chat, he got kicked out. Okay, so 1 minute Saturday. Okay, Kelvin is he knows a lot. He remembers a lot, and so if you guys
Yes.
don't know him, he will correct us, or if we can't figure something out, he will let us know. There he goes again. In and out. Okay. All right. Okay. Why didn't Hawkeyes 2017 wants to know why the women didn't rest their starters earlier? I think about midway through the fourth quarter they started coming out. I think there was a ton of time. 7 minutes left when they started subbing. So yeah. I don't know what to say. I thought they did. I thought they did fine. I'm going to go back to the top. What our opinions is Iowa going to get the Drake coach? So much talk, but it's not finalized.
It sounds like it. We're leaning toward.
Yeah, there's a lot going on out there on that. There's a lot of stuff all over the internet. People in the know say it's a done deal, but not signed yet. I really don't know, guys. I'm trying not to say too much. I've been posting things that K-Kirk and Chad Lysical both been saying, and even David Eichel, I think is his name. I didn't post anything he said, but he's usually in the know. I mean, these are guys who usually know stuff, and so
and Drake
without saying it, they're saying it.
Drake had that nice win over Mizzou, and now who do they face in the round of 32?
Oh, they're already done. They lost.
Oh,
they lost to Texas A&M. They hung with them for a little while, and then the game just slowly got away from them.
Off to them. I mean, what a G been just a 4-loss season.
Yeah, no, great, and and if the coach does come to Iowa, more power. He might be able to bring his number one player with him. If he jumps in the portal, but it's probably going to cost us. But I understand that we've guaranteed them $4.5 million swarm money to work with. So
okay,
give them $1 million, and we still got $3 million to get some other players with. We'll see. I don't know. I'm trying not to say too much until everything's official.
Right.
I don't want to get myself in trouble for too much opinion or too much negativism or anything like that. There's no point at it. I mean, what's going on now is nothing we can control.
Yeah.
It's out of our control. I know we're anxious. We want to know, but it'll happen when it happens. All right, let's get back to wrestling.
Yeah. My bread and butter.
Okay. All right. So first of all, we had 5 All-Americans, okay? And as you guys can see, I got Kennedy's position wrong and spelled his name wrong in the ticker. He actually finished 4th. And I spelled his name wrong.
He was number 11 seed, so he overperformed his given seed. And I think a lot of people knew he was going to place at least within the top 8. It just depends where he was placed in the bracket. And a lot of people thought, I'll bring his bracket up right now. Let's see, 174. Oh, computer's a little slow. There we go. So we kind of knew he could make the upset over the number 6 seed Brevin Kasea of Bing. I mean, he was a 27-6, but I mean, Kennedy got the win with a 3-0 win, but then he went against the eventual national champion, Dean Hamady of Oklahoma State. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a really good hard-fought battle in that quarterfinal match, but Hamady came away with the win, 8-6, before he went on to win sudden death victory over Keegan O'Toole of Missouri. So we'll look at the consolation side. So once we make it to the quarterfinals, all you got to do is pretty much win one more match to be an All-American. Whether if you lose on the quarters after your quarterfinal match because then he had to wrestle. Let's see, Augustine of Pittsburgh wins 7-6 close match. Then he wrestles the Navy guy, Wask, wins that match 7-3. Then beats DeVos of South Dakota State 4-1 overtime. Southern victory before he just ran into a wall against Levi Haynes, the returning national champion, I believe, from Penn State. Loses 11-3 for the third, fourth place match.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me take this off. Blocking our screen a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. So we have Drake Ayala, which let's talk about that match because you and I have had quite a discussion on it, and I'm dead set against the stall rule the way it is now.
Well, in the past, I mean, one of the problems that we have, I guess, if you want to call it a problem, is that we always get wrestlers wrestling on the edge of the mat. We try to get them to go to the center. And Lucas Bird, the national champion of Illinois, during those first three periods, he was wrestling center of the mat. He had Drake Ayala right on the edge. So he has to, and he's trying to push him out and make him look like he is stalling. So that's what I told you before. That is good situational mat awareness, where you just know where your position is, where your opponent's position is. And Drake didn't really do a good job trying to circle. I mean, the first two matches were first two periods were really methodical. I mean, they're just working on their setups, their tie-ups. Drake's trying to do his infamous slide by. Lucas Bird knows better than to stay away from that because this is their third match this year. And I mean, Drake Ayala beat Bird at the dual meet before losing to him in the Big Ten finals from that pin.
Okay.
But so we get to the third period. It's 1-1. Just 1-1. There was a scramble at the end, and it almost looked like Lucas Bird might have had the takedown, but Drake had his hips squared up with his opponent. They did the replay. The refs did the replay, and from what the evidence that they saw, it wasn't a takedown, and that's why it went to overtime.
Yeah. Now, why didn't we check on the pin at the end of was it the first period or second period? No, at the end of the third period. Because it looked to me like he clearly pinned him, but the referee who was in a stand-up position says time runs out and doesn't even get down there to see if there's a pin.
Well, usually it's got to be they got a brick to throw, a little.
Yeah, why didn't Brands throw the brick? If I was Brands, I'd have thrown that brick.
Well, he might have thrown it at another time because I think during the out of bounds where it looked like Lucas Bird might have had the takedown right before that other scramble, he might have thrown the brick to challenge. But tell you the truth, I had to go back and watch it again. I don't mind watching that match again.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It looked like
they gave him the brick back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought, okay, that must mean he won the challenge. And I thought, this is good, but he didn't win the challenge. Then the announcer says, well, they gave him the brick back.
And everything is happening so fast. So it was really close. And once you get those two shoulder blades planted, that's usually the fall right there in the match. But everything going so fast, especially at a lower weight class like 133.
Yeah, it's just when I thought he got the pin and it looked like the referee was going to signal a pin, I go, yeah! And then we're going into overtime.
Maybe another second or 2 seconds for Drake to. I'm pretty sure he could feel it. Sometimes when you're wrestling, you can wrestle blind. Like you just have that awareness. But maybe another 2 seconds and Drake could have got the fall, but it didn't happen.
He was there. It was there. But at that point, we had two refs on the mat. At that point, one of them should have been down on the ground to see. He should have dropped to the ground and looked, but except he stands behind him with the shoulder blades facing him, and he's standing up. And you can't tell if it's a pin from where you're at up there. And I don't know. I just think, honestly, I'm sorry, everybody. I understand everything in wrestling, but I think he got jobbed a little bit by the way it was reffed. I really do.
Well, the referees were feeling a little pressure because, Drake kept on wrestling at the edge of the mat, and they probably felt like they need to make a stall call. So we go into, let's see, overtime. I believe the second overtime. Okay, so let's see. Drake. Yeah, okay. So Bird gets the escape, I believe. No, Drake got the escape. I forgot who started down. But anyways, they were going towards the edge, and the replay showed that Drake was circling, and that's when he got nailed for stalling and got that extra point for Lucas Bird. And Lucas Bird, he's got enough mat awareness, situational awareness, that going into the second overtime, it was his choice. He didn't choose down. He chose neutral because all he had to do is just survive. And that he won the 3-2.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was only neutral or up. That's all he could do, right? And if he got up...
well, he had 6 seconds of riding time. I mean, that's all he needed to win the match. Which I
thought you had to have a minute. That's what I'm curious about. Or in overtime, does it really matter?
Once you get in overtime, if you have any riding time, that constitutes as you winning.
Okay.
Which I don't agree with. Which I showed you like the old overtime video with Wes Hand versus Brock Lesnar, where just by the coin toss.
All right. Okay.
Let's.
Okay. Before we get to Buchanan's great match, let's talk about Caliendo, who had the toughest task out of the three. So I'm afraid of.
Michael Caliendo, I mean, we knew at 165, Mitchell Misselbrink of Penn State, the number 1 seed, number 1 ranked wrestler. And Mike Caliendo, he gets the number 3 seed, but I pretty much felt pretty confident he was going to get by, go through his side of the bracket relatively easy. I mean, he had to beat the West Virginia wrestler. I'm going to bring up the bracket real quick. Yes. Peyton Hall, the number 2 seed, the Big 12 champion, 35-2. So you knew those two were going to be a 3 and 2 seed. So, and they meet in the semifinals, and Caliendo, not going to say it was an easy win, but it was a 14-10 win before going up against Misselbrink. Now, let's see. Let's go over the first couple periods. Now, first period, there's like a action reaction. Caliendo actually bumped his chin, and then that was an automatic injury time. Now, whenever there's an automatic injury time, the other opponent gets to choose top, down, or neutral, and Mitchell Misselbrink decided to pick down. That's how he got the first period escape and went up 1-0. And it was a really Caliendo has really improved since getting tech falled against him at the Penn State duel.
Yeah. No, the one thing that impressed me, if it hadn't been for that last second takedown against him, he would have only lost that match by 2 points.
Yeah, so we go to the second period. I mean, he gets a escape, so it's 1-1. Michael Caliendo pick bottom, escape 1-1, and then Mitchell hits one of his really nice arm drag single, gets a 3-point takedown, goes up 4-2. But yeah, Michael gets the escape, and he's still attacking. He's still making better shots. He's not getting faked out by some of Mitchell's movements. And he's a really quick guy, even for a 165-pounder too. And
no, he really improved. It's too bad that they might have to face each other again next year, but maybe he'll improve so much that this time he actually gets him.
Those are going to be the top 2 guys next season. I mean, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind. I just didn't realize that Caliendo had another year.
Yeah. And let me just add, just like we said last show, there's going to be 3 weight classes I was going to get in the finals: 133, 165, 197. So we got that right.
Yeah. Who's at 197 next year?
That's a good question. And we'll go on to.
Well, let's talk about his match, Steve Buchanan. I mean, I felt so happy for him, and I had no doubt in my mind. I said it, and I don't know if I told you, but I said it on Facebook. I definitely said that we're going to win 2 of the 3 matches, and I says Caliendo's got a tough task, but not impossible.
It's not.
And he came close. But I didn't expect. I really thought Ayala was not going to allow himself to get beat this time. But part of it's the way he wrestled too.
It is.
Bird must have really studied a lot of film. Plus, having wrestled him twice, he probably knew every single move. And the one thing that that gets me is the way Ayala goes to his knees because he wants to, you know what I mean? When he gets down on his all fours and knees, that every wrestler he wrestled knows that he's got to come up with a different plan. He's not going to be able to do that anymore.
Well, the good thing is Bird's the senior. He's going to graduate, move on, and Drake's going to be the top at 133. And there's going to be a few other guys that are going to challenge him, like Braden Davis of Penn State. But I mean, he's going to be the top guy next year.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's get back to Buchanan because that was a fun match,
and
an exciting match.
So Stephen Buchanan, the number 2 seed, up against Josh Parr, the number 4 seed. Now, keep in mind, these guys did not win the Big Ten championship. That was Jacob Cardenas of Michigan, who lost to Barr in the semis, 5-3, really close match. And since we're talking about the semis, Buchanan gets a win over AJ Ferrari.
Let's talk about that.
I got so frustrated. AJ was just getting so frustrated during that match. So pretty much first period, scoreless. I mean,
yeah.
And I mean, he's just really calm, cool, kept his composure, and just rode out AJ in the second period and got that riding time, 2 minutes. And AJ was just getting so frustrated. He was looking for the referee, like hand gestures. I've done it before at the ref, like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Did AJ finish third?
AJ Ferrari did get third place. Definitely got emotional because of all the stuff he had to go through, because he is a returning national champion at Oklahoma State before he was let go for some, I'm just going to say, shenanigans, tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Legal matters.
Well, he says that he's changed. I mean, the thing is I wish I would have known that he was wrestling right here in Bakersfield because I would have gone and watched a couple of his matches.
He's quite the entertainer. I'll give him that.
Yeah. No, I mean, but you notice his hair's not bleached anymore. I thought it was bleached originally.
No.
But I mean, he's interesting. And honestly, if there's been hints and rumors about him transferring to Iowa, I hope he does. I really do.
He's really,
especially if he's a changed person. And Glazier's not there anymore, so what the hell?
And I think as a fan base, we definitely need to be forgiving, especially after the social salute, the double middle finger to the fans.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
Yeah, that's what I say. Let's bring him in. And while we're at it, let's bring in the other brother that plans on transferring. I don't know what weight he would be at, but let's get them all in there. And wouldn't that be kind of cool to have all 3 brothers in the starting lineup next year?
Oh, I mean,
we could move Arnold down to 174. Move in Angelo. Is it Angelo, right?
He'll add 184, and he would be, or at least be a finalist.
I think he would. I mean, I think he proved that when he went the way he beat that Oklahoma State wrestler.
Oh, it's beautiful. And if that, was it at Oklahoma State or was it at Iowa?
Yeah, I think it was at Oklahoma State.
Even better.
It's even better. Yeah. Okay. All right. We were still talking about Buchanan, or have we moved on from him?
Buchanan in the finals. Like, I mean, he's just such a tough top rider. Plus, he has really good mat situational awareness. I mean, he just knows. And he did get a tag down. I think he did get nailed for locked hands, but he was not going to let go. He was going to ride tough through the end, which he got over a minute riding time, which helped him go on for a 5-2 win. But man, now keep in mind, he's like the first All-American at 3 different programs, because he was at Wyoming and he was at another program, which I cannot think, before coming to Iowa.
What's that?
But he was at 3 different programs from Iowa, Wyoming. I can't think of the other program, but let me just say, after seeing him win the match, it did bring a tear to my eye.
I thought it was Oklahoma or something like that.
It might have been Oklahoma State, but I mean, he's down there hugging Terry. And Tom just comes down from the bleachers just to hug him. Just really emotional scene.
Yeah. So where'd you get your wrestling championship T-shirt?
Oh, this
is that an old one?
Yeah, 2013.
Okay.
This is the first time we've had multiple wrestlers in the finals since 2021 when Iowa won it. I believe the finalists were Spencer Lee, Jacob Warner. I'm trying to think some others. Michael Kimmerer. I think those were the 3 had at the time.
Yeah. Warner was kicked out of the program or suspended, right, because of gambling, right?
No, that would have been Nelson Brands and Tony Cassiope.
Oh, just those two? Okay.
I've been more, but
Okay, so Warner finished his career. He finished his eligibility out, right?
yes, he graduated, I think, last year or maybe the year before.
Okay, I can't remember either, but I love watching his Twitter account. I mean, he's just going nuts, especially over Buchanan's win.
I mean, it's like a brotherhood. These guys support each other so much.
Mhm.
I hope they do it. I hope they are ignoring the negative fan bases out there, all the negative crap. So,
Yeah. And honestly, everybody who was yelling that we need to replace Brands, and maybe I even kind of mentioned it as a possibility. Honestly, I think we did okay.
dude, I mean, despite the fourth place finish, man, the future looks a lot better.
It does. It does. I would say that. And we're going to talk about the future here in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I just think I thought overall on all the matches, I watched several of the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. I didn't watch a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought our wrestlers looked more aggressive, looked more prepared. You know, the only thing I would say is Ayala in that championship match is all of a sudden it's like he took a step back. You know,
Yeah.
and
Let me just comment too that beginning of the season, remember he was originally 125 pounds last year. He was just struggling making weight. And when you bump up a weight class, I was not certain he was going to be an All-American, and he becomes another finalist, a two-time finalist.
Yeah, because he started out the year not ranked as high because they didn't know where he fit in at 133, if I remember right.
Plus, earlier in the season, he had a loss to that Stanford wrestler, which
I remember that. Yeah.
Which I mean, so I wasn't sure how competitive he could be at 125, but as the season progressed, let's see, where's that Stanford wrestler? I don't think it really matters now, but
yeah. Hey, he's runner-up. He's been runner-up 2 years in a row in 2 different weight classes. Next year's his year. He's going to get it. I promise.
I'll take a quick look at his weight. Let's see. I'm at Intermat Wrestle right now. I'm going to take a look at the 125 pounds. I'm going to tell everyone that's gone. Matt Ramos, the returning runner-up, who knocked off Spencer Lee. He's gone.
Finally?
Oh, wait. That's 125. I got to go look at 133. Yeah, he's finally gone. I mean, a lot of these guys. Okay, Lucas Berg, Sr., he's gone. You got Connor McGongle of Vautech, Sr., he's gone. And then you got a couple of juniors, and Kai Orney, North Carolina State, he's gone. So he's going to be moving up. So it looks like he's probably going to be preseason ranked number 1. And depending how the rest of the people placed, Brandon Davis, he could be number 2 from Penn State.
Okay. What about the I believe it's the freshman 125 wrestler for Penn State who beat our guy?
Luke.
Luke. Yeah. Where do you see him for next year? I think he won the Big Ten didn't he?
Yes, but get this. So 125, that bracket exploded like last year. So pretty much just like before, you have the returning national champion, Figueroa of Arizona State. He loses in the not the quarterfinals, in the round of 32 and become an All-American. And he came in the tournament with a 2-loss record, seeded number 5, but he loses to Dean of Rutgers. And then Luke, the Penn State wrestler, he wins the Big Ten, number 1 rank, number 1 seed, and he does not make the All-American. Or excuse me, he does not make it to the finals. But he does. Okay. And Penn State, this Penn State team is the second team in college wrestling history, Division I, to have 10 All-Americans.
Wow.
The first team is the Minnesota Gophers of 2000.
Okay. And I think we decided Iowa's never had more than 8, right?
9, maybe. I would have to look at the 1997 Dan Gable's last year. 8 or 9. It was a really good season.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the other 2 All-Americans. We haven't really talked about them yet.
Patrick Kennedy?
Let's start with Patrick Kennedy since he finished 4th.
Okay. We were talking about him because I did mention that he was given the 11th seed. He made a couple upsets, but Dean Hamady of Oklahoma State, the eventual national champion, and then he went all the way back for fourth place, placing fourth after hitting a wall against Levi Haynes of Penn State. So I'll bring up heavyweights.
Okay.
Now here's a weight class I was not confident that got a brain fart myself. Oh well. Oh, Ben Cuter was going to do. Beginning of the season, I was not. He has not at the time. He didn't beat anyone in the top 10 until I think the Ohio State wrestler that was ranked number 6, and then he third at the Big Ten tournament. Like, good performance.
Yeah,
and he was.
So I just well, first of all, for anybody who wants to know, Keeter has announced on his Twitter account he is going back to football.
Yep.
He said something about wrestling is a grind. He loves it, but now get to work on football. And I think the fan base, including myself, we need a great linebacker. And I'm going to guess that it's a good place for him.
He absolutely needs. I mean, he's a small-ish heavyweight, but man, he's good enough.
Perfect linebacker size. That's why he's built like a linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And okay, I think that's his position. I could be wrong. I might be wrong again.
Okay. And he had a really good tournament. I mean, even as a freshman, let's see, he gets through his first round match, Daniel Herrera of Iowa State, 6-0, gets to wrestle Nick Feldman, Ohio State, wins that match 8-2, and then he falls against Lehigh's Owen Treffin, 25-2 record. I thought there might have been a chance he could beat him, but he's also a big heavyweight. Loses 4-2, so gets knocked.
Keeter is very small on the heavyweight side. When you look, he's kind of shorter and a lot skinnier than a lot of those guys.
Yeah,
they say the weight class for heavyweight is 285. I believe most of those guys are at 285. He's probably at what, 200?
Maybe 225.
Okay, all right.
But
man, he's built good. I mean, when you look at him, you're thinking, he just doesn't look like a heavyweight.
And let's get this. So he gets sent to the backside. He wins his All-American round match against Pilzer of Pittsburgh with a 5-1 win, and then he's up against the former national runner-up who lost to Gable Stevenson a couple of years ago, Schultz, Arizona State, and he is he's a big boy. This Schultz from Arizona State, and I knew he wouldn't be able to move him or do much. Schultz wins 10-2 before he gets knocked down to the 7th and 8th place match. He wrestles Heiselman, Michigan, loses 2-1. So hey, good first year.
Yeah, I think so. And then we'll get him in the weight room in the off season and start making him pump the iron and getting some upper body strength. Going, and then he can take that upper body strength because really it's all about upper body strength really when you get right to it.
Okay. And get this, I'm at the heavyweights. So these are all the seniors that are going to be gone, graduated. Gable Stevenson, goodbye. He's gone.
Goodbye. Get out of here. Go ahead.
Greg Kirk, Penn State, he's gone. Wyatt Henderson, now he's got orders to be at Oklahoma State because apparently he's going to get ready for the Olympics. He should be a senior. He should be done. So it's going to be interesting to see how his Olympic career is going to be, but he should be graduated. Owen Treffin, the guy that beat Ben in the quarterfinals, Lehigh, he's gone. Colton Schultz, Arizona State, he's gone. He got third, by the way. So it's going to be Ben. Yep. Ben could be looking at maybe preseason ranked top 4.
I think he might be. From what you're saying, you pretty much cleared the path for him.
Because Rutgers senior, he's graduated. Illinois senior, he's graduated. Maryland, their senior graduate. I mean, there's a lot of seniors that are going to be gone after this.
Oh, I got another comment I accidentally hid. I'm sorry for hiding comments. Calvin wants to know if we think Brand is going to bring in a lot of transfers. What do you think? I know that we've got some weak areas to fix, but I don't know what we have waiting in the wings.
I mean, 197 is going to be, is going to be weak. 125 is going to be an issue. Then you got, I'm not too concerned about 141 yet. because I mean we got Rathjen, or excuse me, 141 Ryder Block coming back. Hopefully he'll be a lot
Why
better.
wasn't Ryder Block out there this year?
Yeah. 149. I mean, we still have Victor Voinovich III from the Oklahoma State transfer, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, we're gonna have 157 replace Ja'Cory Teamer, which just had high hopes. I had high hopes for him this season, but 174. Gabe Arnold should go back down to that weight class, so I'm not worried there. 84 should be Angelo Ferrari. Big Ben back at heavyweight.
Oh, hang on, I went to the wrong place. All right, so I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about Teamer, and I want to talk about Parco. Two guys that came through the transfer portal. We spent a lot of money for them, and the rumor is $500,000 each. You know, whether that's actually true or not, I can't say, but that's the figure that I've been hearing.
We'll get a refund.
I was going to say they owe Iowa some money. No,
Yeah.
but I mean, okay, so we know that Parco medically forfeited, right?
Yes, I saw that. Let me just say, I do not blame brands. Sometimes these situational wrestling positions, I mean, you put yourself in those positions.
Mhm.
Parco could have just given up the takedown and maybe come back and try to win the match that way. But I mean, he was fighting not to get taken down. But I mean,
Did he actually get hurt, or
it looked
is
like
this just a way? Well, I didn't get my way, so I'm just gonna quit.
no, it looked like he legitimately got hurt. I mean, I don't know the severity of the injury or anything, but you can just tell by a person's facial expression, like, oh yeah, he's really hurt. He's not thinking.
Well, you know, it's like we questioned when Spencer Lee a couple of years ago took a medical red shirt. Not a red shirt, medical what do you call it? Forfeit.
Yeah.
After there was no way for him to get to the finals anymore, and it was like in his mind, finals or nothing. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna take the forfeit and just quit.
And let me just say that he knows his body better than anybody else. And his goal was to be a 4-time national champion. Once that is dashed, his next goal in mind is to be an Olympic gold medalist. And he was so close.
Which he wasn't. He was silver, I believe.
Yeah, he was silver.
Yeah.
And that's why
he still lost to that guy in Iowa City or Coralville.
Yeah,
that same guy.
It was just push outs too. He didn't get taken down. So that's how close he is. He's just so close.
Now, this brings me to that question. He lost because what? 3 push out scores?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Isn't that what Bird was doing to Drake?
It looks like it, and I swear, I think that
was a push out. Those were push outs. It was.
It was a push out, but you can still wrestle even when you're out of balance and you have 1 foot, 1 toe still in. But it seems like college wrestling is heading that direction of something a little bit more like freestyle, which kind of bothers me a little bit. But I want to look for push outs. Look at sumo wrestling.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is just it. You know, I told you earlier today, I want to see a rule change in the stall calls.
Okay.
You know, I want to see that. And I want to see that if you're pushing somebody out, you know, and putting them in a position where you push them completely out, that this year, that person who gets pushed out is getting stall call. I think it should be the person doing the pushing because you're trying to do something sneaky, which is legal. It's legal in the way the rules are written. But to me, in my mind, it's sneaky. Like Bird figured out, well, I can't beat him any other way, so I'm just going to keep pushing him out and get stall calls against him all night.
Well, you talked about him going to his knees, and that's actually a position where he's not going to allow Bird to go lower than him and attack his legs. So that's why he's going down to that position. Plus, he's got that really sneaky slide by where, I mean, if you put just enough pressure on him, he is so quick, he can get right behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, okay, moving on.
Fun discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about Teamer. So did he just give up on us, or is this injury so bad that he was just trying to fight through bad injuries and he just couldn't do it?
I just think he mentally was not there, if anything.
He got hurt against Iowa State, and he didn't wrestle for a long time. And when he came back, he didn't seem like the same wrestler.
Yeah, he's just performing at his levels competition is what it is. And I think he might have personally given up inside. It's just, I'll take a quick look at his bracket because he was given a really bad seeding at number 15 seed. He was going up against, I believe, number 2 or number 3 seeded Myro Shapiro of Cornell. So let's see here.
Yeah, he was like 11 seed, which you didn't expect from Teamer to get that.
Oh, my computer's a little slow here.
Or 18. Maybe he got 18 seed. Who got the 18 seed?
I think he got a 15 seed.
Okay.
Yeah, my computer is slow. But yeah, he was just in really bad position. So even if he did make a small upset the first round, he probably would have lost to Shapiro because Shapiro is the returning third place finisher.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So that takes care of 7 of the 9. Joey Cruz, and I forgot who the other one was that we lost early in the match. That was non-factor.
Joey Cruz lost. We didn't have a 41. We didn't qualify 141.
But we had 9 wrestlers. We've counted for 8 now. I can't remember who the other one is.
Like, oh no. Okay, my computer's kind of crashed. Okay, so we'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. We got Joey Cruz at 125, Drake Ayula 133, Sullivan at 141, Parco 149, Ja'Cory Teamer 157, Michael Caliendo 165, Gabe Arnold. Okay, we didn't talk about Gabe Arnold at 184.
Yeah, Gabe Arnold. Yeah, what happened with him? Is it because you just think he was wrestling above his weight class? That it was just more than he could do?
Yes, I mean, he's a team player. He's being asked to, hey, we know how good you are. We know you can compete at 184. We're going to bump you up to 184 while we try to figure out whether it's going to be Nelson Brands or Patrick Kennedy at 174. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing him compete back down at 174 because I'm kind of wondering how well can he do against Levi Haynes? Because I think Levi Haynes is going to be the new number 1 ranked guy next season.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a quick break, and then I want to talk about the future a little bit.
Okay.
Let me find it. Okay, we're back. What you guys just saw was the Villains Sports Network. We're a member of that network, and thank you, Andrew, for all your help and everything. Thank you, Brad and Brandon, for getting me hooked up with this network. And that was Brandon, who was here earlier. He sent a text. He kept getting kicked out, so he gave up. Hopefully he's watching. But let's talk about our future.
Okay.
All right. 125. Here's what we got listed coming. Okay, or we have for next year. We have Joey Cruz, Drew Ayala, Kenyon Hernandez, Anthony Vizella, and Leo DeLuca, who's a 2025 recruit, so he'll be next year. Okay, Joey Cruz proved he can't get the job done unless he miraculously improves.
And there's no guarantee anyone else on that list is going to do any better, and you just want the best person that can represent that weight class for your team.
Yeah, and I was thinking, okay, so the rest of these guys were there this year. Drew Ayala is a freshman, but when I was predicting that he would be the 125 guy next year, I did not know that when they went to the Soldier Salute, he didn't win a match. That says a lot right there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's inexperience, not good coaching, or not paying attention to what he should do. I don't know. I just thought he was a really decent wrestler like his brother. Okay, so maybe this is a spot where we do need to bring in transfer portal person.
Yeah, let me just point out, even Drake Ayala was behind Spencer Lee for quite a while, too.
Mm-hmm.
Where he got the spot. So, I mean, maybe some of these wrestlers need a little bit more time to develop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. At 133 for next year, we got Drake Ayala. That's his spot. It ain't going nowhere. That belongs to him.
He's going to be the top contender. He's more than likely should be a 3-time finalist, and hopefully he will be our next national champ.
Yeah. Then we've got Cale Peterson. He's listed at 125, 133, 141. That's quite a weight range.
He might be off season. He might be like in the 40s. So maybe that's why they got him low as 125.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking, you know, is could he drop down to 125 and give us a little hand there? Okay, but he's also listed at 141 along with Ryder Block and Chase Rhodes. I know we talked about these two last year, and
okay.
So I don't remember what we said, but when we talked about the future, those two names came up.
And the problem we had, I believe, last year was I think there's a little bit more uncertainty going to the upper weight classes, like 197 until we got Stephen Buchanan.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say, through the portal, it's been hit and miss. So I know we've been criticizing Tom Brands for not developing some of these wrestlers, but keep in mind, Michael Caliendo, he was a transfer portal guy from either North Dakota State or South Dakota State, and he has improved. From, I believe, last year, he was a 4th or 5th place, and now he's a runner-up.
Okay, so we've only had him for 2 years?
I believe so, 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've forgotten that he was a transfer in. All right. Okay, so we got those two. You're thinking Ryder Block will probably step into that position. That could be another transfer portal person, too, 141.
And the brands probably know. I mean, they're in and out of the wrestling room every single day. I mean, they know probably what they need to bring in. And
okay, here's something that I guess they're still here. I thought they left. Okay, in the 149 we got Caleb Rathjen, which I think is you had mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Okay, we also have Kale and Victor Voinovich, which aren't they the twins?
Yes. Yes.
And I thought they left. I thought after we talked about them, and I thought they both left, but they're still there.
Well,
unless somebody has it wrong.
Well, according to the Hawkeye website, Victor Voinovich, I mean, he's a junior, so he'll be a senior next year.
Okay, so I would think, you know, as
and Kale, his younger brother, he's a freshman.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm looking forward to. First we got Coy Gerbel at 149, but here's who I like at 149, maybe 157 next year, is Miguel Estrada out of Bakersfield, California. I know that we got to see a little bit of him this year. And I think he's only lost 1 or 2 matches all year when he wrestled unattached. And I think I can't remember if he won his match when he did wrestle attached to as Iowa, because I know that, you know, that we were redshirting him, and so he didn't get many matches to wrestle attached to Iowa.
Well, if he's a good wrestler, I can see probably bring him down to 149 and probably use the transfer portal to fill in that 157 gap.
Well, here's what I was thinking. What if we use the transfer portal to fill in the 149, move him up to 157, because the following year, Bo Bassett will be here, 2026 recruit, but he can go 149 or 157 too. So I got a feeling once 2026 get here, Miguel and Bo will be handling the 149, 157 positions.
And Brands may not have much of a choice, and he may have to use a true freshman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he won't have to use him next year because he ain't coming for 2 more years.
Yeah.
But it's nice that he committed so early. And so, actually, did you see the video that Bo Bassett did?
No, I haven't.
He was at one of the places. I I can't remember where he was at, but Iowa was at it. It might have been the Big Tens, the Big Ten tournaments. And he came out. He was there at the thing, and he came out the doors, and he ran through the crowd, and they were holding up his pictures and stuff.
I mean, that should get,
I don't even know if people knew that it was him, but they were holding up his pictures.
that should get confidence up, if anything.
Hmm?
I mean, that should
Make
definitely.
him, makes him feel good. But I'm looking forward to Miguel Estrada. I mean, that guy can flat out wrestle.
Good. I mean,
Yep.
we got to replace these weights. I mean,
Yeah, and as I'm looking at it, there's a lot going on here that I'm confused about. At 157, the only other two people listed are Isaiah Fenton and Joseph Kennedy.
yeah, I got Joseph Kennedy at 157 right now, but I mean, that seems like a weight class for concern.
Yeah, I would think if you got like Caleb Rathjen taking the 149, let's move Miguel up to 157 for next year.
But it looks like Joseph Kennedy has a relationship to his to Patrick. I'm not sure if they're brothers or cousins.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was going to ask you about that.
Because they're
Patrick's back next year.
Yeah, they're both from Kaysen, Mantorville, Minnesota.
They might be brothers.
Yeah, they could be.
Okay. Okay. So Caliendo comes back at 165 next year.
I mean,
but you got that is really loaded right now. Got Sebastian Robles, Will Carano, Brady Benham, who could also do 174. Pablo Saito, who's a 25 recruit coming next year. He's also listed at 165 and 174. But we've got returning person, Patrick Kennedy at 174. I thought we were going to move Arnold down.
Patrick, really? Because I thought he'd be a graduate. Let's see. Let me take a look again.
Okay, double check that, yeah.
It's just that senior, he might be a COVID athlete. So if he's back again, we're going to have questions again at 174. Hey, we might even have questions at 184. Like, what are we going to do with Gabe Arnold?
That's what I'm thinking is Gabe Arnold. That's crazy because Patrick Kennedy did better this year than Arnold did. Kennedy's an All-American.
Yeah, and that's a different weight class too. And Gabe Arnold could be a better wrestler at 174 than 184. I mean, that's weight class for him. But
yeah, that's going to be interesting what he decides to do that next year because he's got a log jam now. Because you also got Gabe Arnold, which you got listed at 174, 184. Angela Ferrari at 84. So, wow.
Oh, let me say, Hawkeye fan Ben, he contacted me and he thought that maybe Angela Ferrari could go up to 197. Then you have Gabe Arnold at 184. You could have Patrick Kennedy at 174.
Okay.
So maybe the hunt for 197 is not so far.
Angelo would have to beat out his big brother AJ. I'm convinced AJ's coming, guys. So I'm convinced the other Ferrari. I'm convinced we're gonna have 3 Ferrari brothers on the team next year. We'll see if I'm right. Remind me later on if this happens.
I will.
Okay. So the other 84s, we got Aiden McCain, and then we got 84-97, 84-97. Jake Howell, Gerald Miller, a 25 recruit. Another 184 recruit, Owen McMillan, a 26 recruit. Our guys at 197 for next year are Brody Sampson. Our 197 is Brody Sampson. Harvey Lunkington, Ludington. He's a 25 recruit. And then our heavyweights are Keeter, Easton Fleshman, and Gage Marty.
Big Ben's our guy at heavyweight.
Yeah, Big Ben's got it down. 197 is open. And we got a log jam at 174, 184. So maybe one of those 184 guys can move up. That's if AJ Ferrari doesn't come and take it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's definitely there's going to be some weight classes. We're going to try to figure out who's going to go. But there's
Kelly Endel drop to 57 instead of 165.
I don't think so. I think he's probably cemented where he is weight-wise.
Okay. Yeah, because we got 2 unknowns at 157.
It'd be almost like asking Drake Ayula to go back down to 125. It's not happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, not happening.
I think he did say that he was more worried about cutting weight than actually getting better at his technique. I think that's what he said.
Last year he was.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did not know that. But I liked his interview the day before on the semifinals when they were asking him about the finals, and he just said, "My focus is on tomorrow night. I got my eyes set. And I thought at that point, the way he was talking, he's got the right mindset. He's gonna down Larry Bird.
Lucas.
I said Larry Bird.
Maybe.
You could tell I'm an old fart.
Yeah. It's okay.
So, is there anything else we want to talk about? Oh, I guess we should tell everybody what the standings were. Final.
I got it right here. So we'll go the top 10. Okay. So Penn State, your national champs with 10 All-Americans, 135.5. Nebraska, they got the bonus points. They got 2 national champs. And I believe they're both coming back next season at 141 and 149. So it might
be there are 2 weak spots this year.
Yep. So it might be a little more competitive between the Iowa-Nebraska duel meet. They get 101.5 points. Oklahoma State, 91 points. Iowa, comfortable 4th place, 73.5 points. Hey, I think that's going to improve.
I think you're looking at some old stats because we had 80 something points when we got done.
Okay, let me take a look at the NCAA site.
But I mean, it doesn't really matter because we were going to be in 4th no matter what.
Yeah.
We were too far behind to jump to 3rd, and we were too far ahead to fall to 5th.
Yeah. So I'm going back to the official NCAA website.
While you're looking that up, Kelvin says he thinks a 157 went into the portal at Penn State today, and is a 125 guy.
There we go. Here we go. Team scores. Okay, this is the finals. Team scores. Yes, there are already some guys in the transfer portal from Iowa State and Penn State. I think they are some of the lower weight classes. Oh, here it is right here. Okay. Penn State, 177 points. Nebraska, 117 points. Oklahoma State, 102.5. Iowa, 81. Minnesota, 51.5. Tied with Ohio State, 51.5. Cornell, 50 points. North Carolina State, 46.5. UNI, they had a really good improvement. But they're 9th with 45.5. Illinois, 44.5. And 11th is Va-Tech, 41.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you think? Does Iowa have a chance at 157 and a 125 guy that Calvin says are in the portal today?
I mean, how much money do you think brands are willing to throw? And man, that's just ridiculous. I mean,
I heard they got a guy who got all kinds of money that backs that program.
Good.
But if I were him, if I'm going to throw $500,000 out to each transfer portal guy, I would certainly expect some better results out of the 3 transfer guys.
Yeah. And this is the criticism I have with the.
I mean, we got it from Buchanan. He's a national champ.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's a hidden miss.
He earned his money.
He did. And we appreciate it. The Hawkeye fan base, we're definitely going to remember him a lot longer than Ja'Cory Teamer and Kyle Parko, unfortunately.
Yeah. Are those 2 guys done? They're not. We didn't talk about them, so they're done.
They're done.
They're done.
They're seniors. Really sad. I mean, they're both All-Americans. Ja'Cory Teamer is the returning national runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let you know now, my phone battery is less than 5%.
Okay, here we go. Maybe some All-Americans from a lesser college will transfer in. Hopefully. Okay. So in honor of we're going to get out of here. So because we got one guy whose batteries died and we lost another guy who couldn't seem to stay in. And unfortunately, we didn't get any news during the show. Gosh darn it. But hey, if we do, guys, I'll go live on my own. Okay. If I can't drag some guys. But yeah, we'll be out there.
And last thing I'm going to say is I did share a video with Dean, the old overtime system. The match is Iowa's Wes Hand versus Minnesota's Brock Lesnar. That was an overtime match. That was decided pretty much by a coin toss.
Yeah, we don't want to do that anymore.
No, I mean, we're trying to make it as fair as possible. We understand the challenge because even in the past, there's been like multiple overtime. like a third, fourth, fifth, sixth overtime, where pretty much the match supposed to be a 7-minute match lasted for almost 15 minutes plus.
Okay. All righty. All right, here we go. We're gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You can leave some comments. I'll come back later and answer those questions for your comments, however you would like. And I'll be back tonight later if we have a coach tonight.
And I'll definitely keep up with all the wrestling stuff that comes in.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to end it right here. Bye.
Bye.